Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, October 26th through Sunday, November 1st, 2020. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Animal Wise Tarot by Ted Andrews for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from a brand new deck that I got since relocating here to Florida, called the Angels and Ancestors Oracle Cards by Kyle Gray. So just a reminder that this week's reading takes us just into the new month of November. So very soon after the publishing of this week's video, be sure to be on the lookout for the month of November intuitive card reading as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at your stones of choice. Now, I've been able to unpack a little bit more, I should say. I've been operating, obviously, and doing readings and videos for you, but I hadn't found my card holders, which I just found here. And I also found some of my crystals. These are special intention pendants, which will be your stones of choice for the week. Found a little Buddha here that's sitting in the background along with a couple of crystals. So I'm slowly continuing to unpack and get organized. But your first special intention crystal or stone of choice for this week is a beautiful citrine pendant. It's such a beautiful light yellow, almost a clear color that you can hardly tell that it's citrine at all, but if you saw this in person, it's this beautiful, wonderful, translucent, pale yellow citrine pendant. I'm going to tell you the intentions that have been infused in each of these pendants, and that will help you to decide and choose for yourself which stone of choice is best for you this week. This citrine pendant, which is wrapped in silver, has been Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 3 for creative self-expression and all forms of communication, including writing, speaking, and teaching. Also, it's been infused with the vibration of master number 11, the number of the light worker and the visionary, and the number that brings balance and heightened connection to the psychic senses. It has the healing energies of Chiron to heal all past life wounds of the self infused into it, the qualities of the fire element for confidence, courage, and leadership, and the energies of Archangel Gabriel, the angel who supports and inspires those with a life purpose involved with communication, and Archangel Michael, who leads us to the next step of our highest and most important destiny path. Your second stone of choice, or special intention pendant of choice, is this beautiful Sleeping Beauty turquoise. It's called Sleeping Beauty turquoise because of the area of the United States that it was mined from. It was mined from Arizona, and so only the turquoise that's mined from this particular spot in Arizona is called Sleeping Beauty turquoise. It's also wrapped in silver, and it's Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 33, the number of Christ consciousness, energy, and protection. Has the qualities of Uranus, the Great Awakener, and connection to the God mind infused into it. Activation of the crown and throat chakra to channel higher information and channel it through writing or speaking. It also has the guidance and assistance of Archangel Michael to lead one to their highest destiny path, and Archangel Gabriel to receive and speak truth and the messages from Great Spirit or Divine Source. And then special intention stone or pendant number 3 is this gentle pink opal, beautiful pink colored opal. And of course we know that that's a stone of the heart chakra, right? This one is wrapped in silver, and it's Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 2, the number of balance, harmony, and relationships. It has infused into it the qualities of the sign of Libra, the sign of compromise, mutual support, and equality in partnerships. The air element to foster and support positive communications and the ability to resolve conflicts. And it's also infused with Archangel Raphael's energy to help heal and balance the heart chakra, and Archangel Shamuel's energy to assist with soulmate relationships. So again, your stones of choice is the citrine special intention pendant, the Sleeping Beauty turquoise, or the pink opal. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the astrology for this particular week. So we start out on Tuesday, the 27th of October, and I can't even believe that we're getting through this month of October, that we're already at the end of October and only 2 more months of this year of 2020 left. And everything that's happened, you know, since the beginning of 2020, especially as we here in the United States went into March or so of 2020 with all of the COVID and the quarantine, and we're still experiencing a lot of these, what you might call limitations or restrictions or delays in that energy moving away from us. We're still experiencing this and whatever lessons it has in store. But anyway, on Tuesday the 27th, we have Mercury, the planet of the mind, our thoughts, our communications, our perceptions, is retrograding back into Libra. Now, when Mercury first went retrograde some days ago, it went retrograde at 11 degrees of Scorpio. It now is moving back to the 29th degree of Libra and continuing its retrograde motion for about a week. It actually will station to turn back to direct motion next Tuesday. So on next Tuesday, which will be the 3rd of November, when we get to that week's weekly reading, that's when Mercury will actually turn back direct. But right now it's retrograding or moving back into that sign of Libra, the sign of harmony, balance, equality, partnerships, relationships, right? Also on Tuesday the 27th, Venus is moving into Libra, but Venus is moving in direct motion. So she's moving out of Virgo and into the sign of Libra. And of course, Venus loves to be in Libra, right? This is one of her home signs, is to be in Libra. So Venus is about relationships. Venus also rules personal resources like money and finances. It also rules our values and our sense of self-worth. So as she moves into Libra now, for approximately 3 to 4 weeks, she is going to be focused on equality and balance and compromise and diplomacy, and again, relationship matters, all sorts of relationship matters. So we have both of those planets, Mercury and Venus, moving into Libra on Tuesday. On Wednesday the 28th, we have the Sun, which is in Scorpio right now for a few days yet, and it will be in what's called in quincunx or an inconjunct to Chiron, the wounded healer in Aries. Now, the sun is the lens through which we shine our light, and right now it's shining its light through the lens of Scorpio. So Scorpio is all about other people's money and values. It's about the metaphysical, the occult. It's about things that are hidden or beneath the surface. It's about our psyche. It's about our subconscious patterns. It's about death and rebirth, transformation, empowerment. And with that inconjunct or quincunx to Chiron, it's bringing up some wounds in regards to our sense of self and our sense of independence, self-identity. And we're needing to kind of go a little bit deeper with the Sun in Scorpio. Dig down a little deeper, you know, do a little bit more deeper contemplation or meditation into the recesses of our psyche, our psychological nature with that Scorpio energy. And then try to do some inner healing work regarding, again, the self, where Chiron is in that sign of Aries, which is about me, myself, and I, my independence, my confidence, you know, etc., taking charge, being a leader. So there's some healing going on here. On Saturday, the 31st, the last day of the month of October, we actually have a full moon in Taurus. It's at 8 degrees Taurus on Halloween Day here in the United States, or All Hallows Eve. Now, one of the interesting things about this full moon is that it's the second full moon of this month of October. We had the first full moon in the sign of Aries on October 1st, the very first day of October. Now we're having a full moon at 8 degrees Taurus on the last day of October. So when we have 2 full moons in a month, which isn't typical, right? We usually have 1 new moon, 1 full moon. New moons are a time of new beginnings, planting new seeds. Full moons bring things to culmination and intensify the energies, especially on an emotional level. When we have that second full moon in a month, it's called a blue moon. And this full moon, even though it's in grounded, stable, conservative Taurus, is going to be connected to Uranus. Uranus is the Great Awakener. Uranus is the harbinger of change. Uranus brings quick, sudden, unexpected redirections or surprises or information from a higher source that comes in. Uranus is a very electrical, higher vibrational energy. So I feel like this full moon, even though it's in practical, stable, grounded earth sign Taurus, is going to shake us up a little bit. There's going to be something unexpected maybe that happens. And our emotions are going to be a little bit more triggered. You know, our emotions during a full moon are usually triggered anyway with the full moon, right? We get more emotionally sensitive. I feel like with this connection to Uranus, the Great Awakener, we might be even more apt to emotionally react to something. Now, since it's in Taurus, now, you know, with the full moon in Taurus, that means the sun is in Scorpio, opposite the moon in Taurus. Both Scorpio and Taurus are money signs. Uranus also in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is a money sign, about personal resources. Not just about money and finances, but all of our personal resources. And with Uranus bringing quick, sudden, unexpected surprises, and you never know if the surprises are of the most beneficial nature or of a shocking nature that feels like it's not that beneficial. We don't know until it really happens. Uranus is about expecting the unexpected. But we could expect something unexpected in regards to our money and finances on or around that time leading up to the full moon, okay? So be on the lookout for whatever that is all about. And remember again that people are emotionally more triggered during a full moon, and with that connection to Uranus, maybe even more so. And especially in the United States, with it being Halloween or All Hallows Eve, just want to, you know, be a little bit more aware of what's going on around you. You know, people like to play tricks and things like that during the Halloween time. And most of the time it's all in fun, but we never know what's going to happen here with the Uranus energy. On Sunday, the 1st of November, we're ending this reading with Mercury retrograde in Libra, and it's challenging Saturn, okay? And so Mercury is our thoughts and our communications. Saturn is about restriction, limitation, and delays on the negative side of things. On the positive side of things, Saturn can bring structure and form and a sense of responsibility, a maturity about things. But this is a challenging connection. So I feel like we might feel limited or restricted in communication with other people, especially one-on-one relationships, because it's in Libra. Whether that be a romantic relationship, a business, a friendship relationship, it's just usually about that one-on-one connection. So because of this challenging square with Saturn, delays in communication, difficulty and challenges in communication, lessons to be learned within communication with others. Also on Sunday the 1st, we have Venus in Libra, as we said earlier on this week on Tuesday, it just went into Libra. But now on Sunday, Venus is going to be opposing Chiron, the wounded healer. So Venus, of course, is in that sign of relationships. Chiron is in the sign of the self. They're opposing one another. When you have that opposition going on between two planets, it's playing out with someone else. It's like you're at one end of the spectrum and the other person is at the opposite side or the opposite end of the spectrum. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be opposed in that there's some absolute challenge. Usually an opposition does bring some challenges, but it doesn't have to be that difficult. What this is asking you to do is to balance your sense of self with the needs of other people. What are your needs? What are your wants? Balance that and compromise with the other people in your life, the other relationships that you have in your life. Now remember too, as Mercury challenges Saturn also on Sunday, and as it, just moved into Libra, it's slowing down to turn back to direct motion. So by Sunday, the 1st of November, and then it will station and turn direct on next Tuesday, the 3rd of November, it intensifies that energy with Mercury too. So that communications are highlighted in some way, right? Communication, information, messages, It's all highlighted and intensified as Mercury is slowing down. So this can intensify that challenge energy with Saturn on Sunday at the end of the week, to where we're feeling a little challenged or restricted. And this can even just be about us holding back from speaking our truth. You know, Saturn feels insecure sometimes. And with it connecting to Mercury, we might feel insecure about expressing ourselves verbally for some reason. So if we can just kind of move through that insecurity of Saturn and take responsibility, which is also a Saturn keyword, for what we think, what we believe, our perceptions, then we should be able to more confidently share or speak our truth with someone else. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides for the week. We turn over this first card and we have the Six of Shapeshifters, and this is the suit of cups or the suit of water in the traditional tarot. So this is like the Six of Cups, Six of Water. And in the Animal Wise Tarot, it's represented by the cricket. And it says happiness from the past. Now the Six of Cups often also is about happiness from the past. And since we have Venus moving into Libra, about relationships at the beginning of the week, and we have Mercury retrograding into Libra at the beginning of the week, I think this happiness from the past is reflecting on something in our relationships. Something about the way things used to be, something about reflecting on what may have been done or said or experienced before. And the Six of Cups is usually a positive card, right? So someone can definitely be popping back into our lives with all this Libra energy that's happening with Mercury and Libra, especially with Mercury retrograde. You know, it's like Mercury in Libra communicating with other people, and then when Mercury went retrograde, and as it's retrograding back into Libra, if we haven't heard from this person in a while, and whether it's a potential romantic partner, whether it's a business relationship or a friendship, maybe it's just about work, right? Maybe we put out some sort of email or text or left a voicemail message, you know, before Mercury went retrograde and we haven't heard from the person. As Mercury retrogrades back into Libra, we may hear from this person again. So it's bringing back a positive experience. It's bringing back a happy feeling or a joyous feeling or experience. Again, this can be in any type of relationship, but it's something from the past that's revisiting us, okay? And it seems to be positive in nature. You know, it seems like we're at least starting out here with something positive revisiting us. Usually this is about feelings and memories from the past. This could be something regarding family. The number 6 here is about home and family matters. And whether this is our biological family or whether this is about someone that we're really close to that we consider a part of our family, it seems like we're going to be experiencing or revisiting something from the past with this person or persons. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the next card. Now the next card came out as 2 cards, and I guess this is the first of the 2 cards. It's the Six of Four-Legged. So we have another 6 card here. Again, home, family, or those people that we have an emotional connection to. But the Six of Four-Leggeds is like the 6 of Earth or the 6 of Pentacles, which actually can bring in abundance and prosperity and financial blessings. It's connected to the Jaguar here in the Animal Wise Tarot, and it says balancing power and fruits of labor, or reclaiming power. So it's about reclaiming your power and coming into the fruits of your labor. So again, this feels like something we've been working on in the past, following up with the Six of Shapeshifters, something we've been working on in the past, or again, whether it's a communication or a relationship matter or even a financial matter. It seems like something's coming back to get ready to move forward. You know, we're reclaiming our power, reclaiming the energy of whatever it has to do with, and we're seeing the fruits of our labor. So if you keep working towards your goals, whatever those goals might be, it could be career, it could be home and family, it could be finances, could be relationship, whatever those goals are about, I feel like you're going to start seeing a positive turnaround here. If not this week, then soon, maybe after Mercury turns back to direct motion next week, because the number 6 in numerology often brings a balance of energies, a balance of our internal energy and external energy, which means a balance of what we're experiencing on an inner soul level and what we're experiencing on an outer kind of career, life path, destiny path, relationship, job level. So there's some sort of a balancing act that's happening. This is also about the balance of the masculine and the feminine. Taking action versus surrendering and having a balance between those energies. Now the Jaguar, it makes me feel like, again, it's like a very powerful animal, right? It moves fast. This is about fast forward movement somehow and being confident and self-assured. That to me is what the Jaguar kind of signifies here. So let's take a look at the card that came out with this middle card and see what more information we might have here with the Six of Four-Leggeds. Turning over this card, okay, we have the Eight of Ancients. So far, we've had 3 out of the 4 suits. We have the Six of Shapeshifters, which is cups or water, the Six of Four-Leggeds, which is earth or pentacles. Now we have the Eight of Ancients, which is fire or wands. So we have a lot of the different elements so far in this reading. Now, this is the rat snake, right? And the Eight of Wands, or the Eight of Fire, is usually about fast forward movement, which kind of went along with what I said about the Jaguar. Jaguars move really fast, and they're very powerful, and they're very take charge. You don't want to mess around with a Jaguar. So here with the snake, we have transformation. Snakes are usually about some sort of transformation and change. So we're reclaiming our power. So we're transforming our sense of disempowerment into empowerment. And we're allowing for some sort of fast movement to take place. The fire and the wands indicates this is on a creative, inspirational, and spiritual level. That's what the suit of Ancients is about. So again, there's transformation on a spiritual level that's happening, which is going to allow for fast evolution and growth and maybe fast movement on the physical plane towards our goals or our desires or what it is that we've been working on. So again, this to me, full moon, right? Full moon energy in Taurus, connecting with Uranus, the Great Awakener, quick, sudden, unexpected movement. And snakes can move quickly and suddenly as well. So be aware that this full moon on Saturday the 31st could either be a turning point to bring in some quick movement, or the full moon itself, the day or so before and after, could bring some sort of quick, unexpected movement of some sort. Okay, and the last card for the week, okay, we have another Ancients card. This is the Two of Ancients, or the Two of Fire, Two of Wands, and it's the Sea Turtle. Now, unlike the snake, which can move very fast and quick, the sea turtle takes its time, right? The turtles are more slow-moving and patient and grounded, and it does say to persevere to achieve. So it makes me feel like that previous card, the snake, about fast transformation or quick transformation, change, or movement, that it might be into next week or the week after Mercury turns back to direct motion and, that planet starts to pick up speed. Because this one is telling us that we have to stay balanced. The number 2 is about balance and equality and harmony. The 2 can also be about relationships. Also, the number 2 can be about choice too. So there might be some sort of choice or decision that we have to make. But the message at the bottom says to persevere to achieve. Again, the sea turtle moves slowly. It is in the water though, and a turtle can move faster in the water than it can on land, so I don't feel like it's going to be too slow or take too long for something to move forward, right? Turtles can swim a lot faster than they can walk across the land. So this is a positive as far as how long we have to be patient for, how long we have to stay determined or persevere to achieve our goals. So we're definitely moving in the right direction, and all in all, this seems like a very positive reading to me. So let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card, depending on your stone or pendant, if you will, of choice. So again, we have this Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray Oracle deck. And this one's popping out for the citrine people. Animal Guardian, trust your instincts, okay? Now this could quite literally mean that you have a certain animal totem that's guiding you right now. Maybe you know what that is. In this card, we have all sorts of possibilities. We have an owl, we have a black panther, we have a baby deer. I'm not sure what this over here is. It looks like it's part crow and part eagle or hawk or something else. But definitely it's bird energy, right? So we have the owl for wisdom, the black panther for silent movement and strength, the baby deer for gentle love and self-nurturing, and then the bird as a messenger, bringing in some sort of information or message. So watch for the animal totems in your life this week. If you're taking a walk out in nature, and it doesn't even have to be in real time, right? Sometimes I see totem messages through the animals by seeing something on Facebook repeatedly, or by, getting an email that has, some sort of animal picture in it. I mean, it can come in all different sorts of ways. Or maybe you have a pet, and maybe that pet is trying to telepathically communicate with you, or a familiar from a past life that pops into a dream or pops in during a meditation. So definitely pay attention to any kind of totem animal message. And know too that this is about, as it says, trusting your own instincts, right? Animals have great intuition and instincts. That's how they survive, right? And so we too have those instincts. And this is also partly a message to listen to that intuition within you. Listen to what feels right, what you sense is truth for you. Connect to your higher soul self, connect to your angels and guides, and connect to your animal guardians for whatever messages. And I just heard shamanic journeying, okay? So some of you need to go maybe even on a self-shamanic journey if you know how to do that, or maybe find someone who can do a shamanic journey for you, because they will oftentimes get in touch with animal guardian spirits that has messages for you during that shamanic journeying. If you want to try to do this yourself, by all means, all you have to do is find some sort of music. Maybe you have a CD, maybe it's on iTunes, maybe it's something you can look up on the internet as far as shamanic drumming music, okay? Shamanic drumming music, a slow beat of the drum, that's the heartbeat of the earth, that kind of puts you into a trance-like state so that you can kind of go on your own inner journey to heal something within you, to connect with ancestors, to connect with animals, spirits, and guardians. If you don't feel, again, comfortable doing that yourself, there's groups out there where people are doing a group shamanic journey, or there's a lot of shamanic practitioners that you can also connect with and have one of these done. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the special message card for the Sleeping Beauty turquoise. Sleeping Beauty turquoise, special message. Special message for Sleeping Beauty turquoise. This one's calling my attention here in the middle. This is High Priest. High Priest. And it says, intend and create. So the High Priest is a masculine energy, right? So this is about you using that divine masculine energy. Take charge, be a leader, take some action, create, initiate, okay? It's like taking some sort of action to move forward, right? As opposed to just waiting, as opposed to surrendering. That's the divine feminine. But here with the High Priest, you're going to take some sort of action. And he's got some sort of a wand or magical tool that he's using here to create, to manifest. He's got a bird here as a messenger, right? So there's some sort of messages coming in from spirit, from your guides, from your angels. Maybe there's messages coming in from people or from somewhere else that you've been waiting for. He's also, I'm really drawn to, of course, the fact that he's got this wing. It makes me feel like he's shape-shifting, right? He's using his human third-dimensional form to take action, but he's shape-shifting into a higher vibrational energy, whether it be an angel with a wing or whether it be an animal totem. It's, shape-shifting into this spiritual kind of messenger where he can receive downloads of information or receive messages from spirit or a totem animal, or someone who, again, is out there in real time in third dimensional reality. So I feel like he's shifting between the worlds. He's using the magic of the spiritual realm, but he's also using the practicality of the third dimensional world. So use your magical abilities as the high priest to intend and create. This is about using visualization and manifestation techniques. So in your meditation, visualize, see, and intend what it is that you desire. Send it to the universe. And then, rather than just sitting back and surrendering, which sometimes is fine to do, in this case, you want to take some sort of action to create it. So you want to both visualize it, send it out to the universe, but then as you come back from your meditation or your contemplation, your visualization, once you return to third dimensional time and space, you want to take some sort of action, follow it up with something that will help to create and manifest it in your life. Maybe it's sending an email, making a phone call, changing up and changing content on your website, starting a new class, whether it's teaching it or taking it. So there's some sort of action that needs to be taken in order to intend and create whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in your life. All right, and then for those of you that chose the pink opal people, by the way, as I'm shuffling, it occurs to me, a lot of you have been giving me some information and suggestions on how to increase my views on YouTube, or how to, share or increase the interaction with you all. And I appreciate those of you that have sent in your comments with that. I appreciate those of you that have been with me for many months and maybe even some years and watching my weekly and monthly videos. So I'm trying to make changes myself with the website, with the YouTube channel, with my Facebook presence. Want to reach as many people as I can, expand my vision myself. This one obviously is going to be the message here. But doing some changes myself with the relocation here to Florida. So I just wanted to thank all of you that have been energetically supporting me, or even giving me, again, some suggestions on things that I can do. All right, so this one for the pink opal people. Ooh, Druid. Love the Druid energy. And it says, hold the space. So I think about the Celtic here, right? The Druids, the Celtic. So you might have some sort of special connection, past life connection, or some sort of a spirit guide from the Druid times that's assisting you, guiding you, helping you. This to me looks like a wise old Druid teacher, right? Someone who's, again, holding space for you. To me, the message of holding space is about just being in the present moment, okay? This is not an action-oriented card. It can be a magical card, a card of magical intentions or magic work, or going within. And he does have a crystal staff here, a staff that has, some feathers and nature connections, and also the connection to the crystal realm. So there's some magical energy here that he's using for visualization or intention or holding space or bringing in healing. But to me, holding space is about more of the divine feminine. It's more about allowing, receiving, surrendering, and not as action-oriented as the High Priest card was. So I feel like you need to connect with your wise self, right? This is a wise Druid, so connect with your higher soul self, your wise self. Connect with the wise woman within, and for those of you that are men, connect with the wise man within to receive the answers that you're seeking. Use the magic within your spirit, the magic of intention, the magical energy of the connection to the earth, right? So the connection to the trees, the plants, the animals, the crystals. These are things of the earth. So in using nature, basically, as a sacred tool for visualization and manifestation, I feel like this is going to get you to where you need to go. I feel like getting out into nature, okay, getting out into the woods. And if it's not the woods, it can be the beach. It can be anywhere out where you feel, close to nature or connection to your higher self or your spirit guides. Usually druids, though, they're out kind of in the middle of the forest, doing a nature walk, connecting with the trees, connecting with the wildlife, the plants, the herbs, the flowers, the rocks, crystals if you can find any. So there's definitely a sacredness here with kind of being silent and in the woods and holding that space and holding that energetic space, okay, that it's almost like emptying yourself in order to receive. It's like you're emptying out all of the extraneous day-to-day, imbalanced energies that we pick up daily and weekly. Going out into nature will help to kind of dissipate the chaos or the craziness or confusion. And then as you're there in emptiness, holding space, it's like having an open vessel in which to fill. So this is the space that you want to be in this week in order to allow Spirit to bring new energies into your life. So I hope you've all liked this weekly angel card reading, or I guess I should, now I'm calling it weekly intuitive reading because I don't always use angel cards, and I wanted to expand my vision, because I do connect with the angels and archangels, yes, but I also connect with, the Native American and shaman ancestors, the Celtic ancestors. I connect very eclectic that way, and I connect with a lot of our ancestors of the light, even our star brothers and sisters of the light. So in that, being truthful to myself and authentically me, I wanted to kind of emulate that with what I call the readings every week, because I work with all of them. I work with all of these higher vibrational energies. And so calling it a weekly or a monthly intuitive reading just felt more right for me at this time. And with the relocation from Oregon to Florida, it's bringing in new energies for me and changes both internally and externally that I feel are appropriate for this time. And you and we all have gone through those times where there's changes and redirections, and we maybe have different views or belief systems that we graduate into, or there's shifts in our life path that maybe we didn't expect, or maybe we did expect and we work towards. And so it's all a part of the evolution and growth of us as individuals, and to honor that within ourselves and to honor that within other people too. And I do honor who you are and what you're here doing on this planet. I'm very grateful and thankful for all of you and your individual gifts and talents. So thank you all very much, and I look forward to doing the monthly intuitive reading here very soon with you all, and sending you lots of love and light, and many, many angel and ancestors and guardian messengers of the light blessings. Namaste.